Marvelous hello, friends and loved ones! How are you today? So, last year I did an unscripted video where I talked about all the cool Megami Tensei news from the 2017 Tokyo Game Show. And back in June of this year, I looked at E3 and highlighted my personal positive points for the whole event. I don't really think either of these formulas would work for how much I was able to follow the Tokyo Game Show this year, so I will just say there were a lot of exciting new trailers and announcements made for a lot of games that I know people are really psyched for. We got to see even more Kingdom Hearts 3, I know tons of folks who are excited for that one. We got some more infos on titles like Death Stranding and Devil May Cry 5. The point is, there was a lot of cool stuff shown off, but today, I'm just going to talk about my personal top 5 games showcased at the 2018 Tokyo Game Show. Let's get started. A while back, it was announced that Deadly Premonition creator Swery would be teaming up with ArcSys, yes, those guys, to bring us a game called The Missing JJ Macfield and the Island of Memories, a cinematic platformer similar to games like Out of This World or Limbo. And at the Tokyo Game Show, we finally got a bit more information from a playable demo. The trick of this game is, unlike most platformers where you want to avoid all the dangerous traps and obstacles, we need to get hit by them in order to solve puzzles. If you try to cross this board, you'll just fall, but if you can cut off your arms and legs and use them to weigh the board down, you'll be fine. Luckily, your character is immortal and can heal up pretty easily. The Missing sounds exactly like something from the mind of Swery, and luckily, we don't have to wonder for long what this game has in store, as it'll be releasing in most regions for all major consoles on October 11th. So, I don't know if I've ever really mentioned this on my channel or not, but Persona Q is probably my least favorite Persona game. However, I'm choosing to stay positive for Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. Despite a few announcements that have already dashed some of my biggest hopes for the title, it still looks like an improvement on the first game, and it may end up being one of the last big hurrahs for my 3DS. Atlus did have quite a few cool things to show off at the Tokyo Game Show, so you bet I'll be picking it up whenever it comes out stateside. Before I move on, I just want to give honorable mentions to D2 and Catherine Full Body, which both got some announcements and showtimes at the event as well. I don't have a lot to say about these titles that I didn't already say in my last Tokyo Game Show video or in my E3 video, but still, the shows were fun and I look forward to seeing what both games do in the future. Near the start of this year, I streamed a fun little visual novel indie title called Valhalla Cyberpunk Bartender Action. What I thought would be a quick little one-off stream eventually turned into a game I had an absolute blast with, and now consider to be one of my favorite games. So when Sukeban Games told us they had a new game in the works that would be showcased at the Tokyo Game Show, I was excited to see what they'd come up with. And they've graced us with another title in the Cyberpunk Bartender Action series, Nirvana. Visually, the game is gorgeous, and reminds me a lot of what I loved about the first game. The new bartender, Sam, while different from Valhalla's Jill, will no doubt bring her own charms to the bar. I am incredibly psyched for this game and look forward to playing it in... 2020. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a wait on this one, but hey, that just gives you all plenty of time to play the first one. Seriously, go play Valhalla. It's awesome. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you may have heard me say that my absolute favorite video game series of all time is the Ace Attorney series. I own every game in the series. It's been localized anyway. And Spirit of Justice was my #1 game of 2016. When I heard that the Ace Attorney series was making its way to the Switch and that it would be at the Tokyo Game Show, I naturally got very excited to see what the series would offer us. But it looks like I'll still have to wait even longer because this announcement was for the original trilogy coming to modern consoles. Well, that's cool. I've always wanted the series on a home console. Oh, wait, I already own the trilogy on WiiWare. I've always wanted to buy the same trilogy of games for the third time. All jokes aside, I am pretty pumped to see some Ace Attorney news. Hopefully this trilogy will get a physical release in the States, and I look forward to the next new installment and what they're going to do in the future. Oh, and speaking of lawyers... So another thing I did earlier this year was play the Yakuza series for the first time, and after only a couple of hours with Yakuza Kiwami, I loved it. I'm currently playing through Yakuza 0, my copy of Kiwami 2 is waiting for me back home, and I'm pretty much committed to picking up every title this series releases from here onward. So the #1 game that I'm excited for from the Tokyo Game Show is none other than Judge Eyes. Set in the world of the Yakuza series, you play as a lawyer and have to tail criminals, do some private eye work, and even have a few courtroom battles. Everything about this just sounds like a combination of things I already know that I love, so I am really looking forward to this title when it comes out. Also, I never knew how badly I wanted to be able to kick people in the face while I'm skateboarding. That's very cathartic for me. And so there you go, just a quick look at the 5 games showcased at the Tokyo Game Show that I'm most excited for. How about all of you? What news dropped that has you hyped up? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, take care.